out here in my porch here in Pasadena. So, for those that are new here in this community, my name's Elaine Liu. I am a business career coach for women of all colors, helping you create a legacy that will last for generations. So, since Tuesday of this past week, I've been doing a high organic touch interview series, interviewing my clients, giving you so much golden gems on how you balance both business and life. And today, I'm going to go look for her. I'm actually inviting my 9-month pregnant client. It's been as of since Saturday to come in talking about using intuition to work less and also balance life.
Yay!
Oh my God, it works. I'm so excited.
It's Mercury retrograde. I'm telling you. I taught a workshop last night on ancestral healing, and I did a guided meditation. And it took like 10 minutes to get on because the link wasn't working. It was with Becky. And then on her screen, it didn't show that I was in the waiting room for 10 minutes. It was hilarious. I'm like, it's Mercury retrograde. All technology is going to have its little, wonkiness.
Well, I see Tiff watching, Chakra Coaching watching.
Yeah,
Um, but it all happens for a reason. I'm
it
glad
does.
I'm outside in the porch. Hey, Monique, one of my clients is
Hi,
watching.
Monique.
Actually, let's congratulate Danielle here. I know she's a business owner, but more importantly, she's 9 months pregnant.
I know, isn't that crazy?
Show your belly. Show your
Okay,
belly. Show
hold
your
on.
baby.
I don't know if you guys can see. So she's definitely in there.
Oh
It's crazy.
my God. I know. So I've had the distinct honor of having Danielle as a client for almost a year. It's almost our 1 year anniversary, I
Yeah, in the
realize.
mastermind a year, and then like I found you, oh gosh, like 2 Aprils ago, so it's going on 2 years.
2 years.
Isn't
Actually, I
that
think it's a 2 year
crazy?
anniversary. Monique and I
Yeah.
have known each other for 3 years. I see Tiff saying hi. Hi, Sarah. So I wanted to bring, and I was like so open to Danielle saying no to me because she is 9 months pregnant. She might be giving birth during this live. That's not what this
No,
live is about, by the way.
no, we're gonna let her keep cooking.
But I wanted her to come on live. Um, you know, you are an intuitive healer, soul healer.
hmm
Like you've had an 8-figure business, doing real estate management, which I'm
hmm
so proud of you for owning. Um, but I really would love for you to share with this audience, like how you're using your intuition to work less, because that was a big, huge thing. You got pregnant. She has 2 little girls, by the way. So
Yes,
this is her
yes.
third child coming. It's like you've worked less and you've doubled your income, and you're
hmm
being mindful of it because you're a mother.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
please share all of your secrets.
Well, there's lots of trial and errors, so there are going to be lots of times that you feel you're making mistakes, but really they're just helping to show you where you weren't listening to your intuition and where you need to really go, right? Your intuition is your own inner wisdom. It's really what works for you. It's what you should be doing for yourself as opposed to what everyone else is doing or what you think you should based on other people's standards. And what was helpful in the mastermind, it was like the first 6 months were so important was me connecting more with my intuition in my business,
Because
not
we're
just in
used
my
to it in our
personal life.
personal life. Hmm.
Right. And the fact that, where we do things, how we do things is going to shift and evolve as we're evolving. Right. So when I was overseeing 9 figures in that real estate business that we did sell for 8 figures, right?
Sorry, nine
Very
figures. I got it
well, no, we
wrong. My
oversaw it. We
bad.
oversaw it. We oversaw the monies. We were an escrow holder. The way I handled that business, there were lots of similarities, but there were lots of differences to what I'm doing now.
Hmm.
And what I was doing then was focused more on the masculine energy, the hustle, the go, and not taking care of myself. So when you start to really look at what is my business doing right now? What do I want it to look like, right? I've seen so many posts from a lot of people recently. They're all feeling it. What do I want? Then you start to listen to yourself and you can hear those little messages, those thoughts, right? Telling you, I'm tired. I need to rest right now,
Yes.
right?
And
Or I have the energy. Okay, this is a time. Let's keep going. Yeah.
well, I wanted to share this, and I would love for you to share a story. So I just launched my high organic touch scripts and events training, and I'd love to get what you've loved about it so far, but we could talk about that later. I've had this idea since August, and just because you have an idea doesn't mean you have to give birth to it. So I'm making birthing jokes because you're
Oh,
pregnant. Like,
all fine with me.
but like not right away. And that's because I knew this was a great idea, but it doesn't mean I had to act on it. And I just hired my team. So I needed to focus on making my Aligned Legacy Mastermind, which you are a part of, and it's my
Yes.
signature program to become better. Adding the team, making sure all of you guys are happy before adding that on. I was supposed to do it as a Black Friday sale, but I was like, I'm tired. Also, Black Friday is like 3 days before my birthday. And I was like, hell no, I want to celebrate my
No.
birthday. And what I mean celebrate, it's like quarantine celebrate, like not do anything and sleep and be in
It's
PJs, which
isolation.
which I'm in PJs right now. Um,
Don't worry, I've got on my
but
yoga pants.
and
I've got on my yoga pants.
so I wanted to do it like work on it like during Christmas break, but I didn't. And then I was like, no, I have time now. Like I was
Yeah.
supposed to do it a week ago, and I was like, I did it this week. So even though I put deadlines, or I don't like the word deadlines, lifelines, dates of
Ooh.
when I'm going to do things, I listen to my energy and intuition still
Yeah.
of like, nope, I'm going to wait. And it's been amazing. Like
Hmm.
I haven't needed to get on any sales calls. People just want to get it because they've seen what my clients have been able to do and set a
Yeah.
lower price point. Um,
And your energy has shifted too, so you don't have to put out all that extra energy. You
yes.
don't have to because you're aligned. You know what you're doing is what feels right for you and it's working for you, so you don't have to work as hard.
And it's
It's
amazing.
easier.
And I
Yeah.
called it because and I think it's helpful for you guys to know, even on the other side, the price point to get the scripts is $297 or 2 monthly payments of 160. People who are in my mastermind pay $14.97 a month to work with me. And I'm like, I'm not getting on any sales calls for this. If people want it, they get it. And then
Yeah.
Danielle, in my email, people are just signing up. I'm like, what?
I
It's
love
so
it.
beautiful. I just love it
Yeah.
because money is energy, and energetically, what do you vibe with? And I know for anyone's interested in
Yes.
my mastermind, one day retreat or inner circle, I need to talk to them because I need to see energetically if they're vibing with me. And if they're not, it's not
Yeah.
a good fit. But what did you want to add to
Right.
that, Danielle?
Now, as I say that, when we're forcing anything or when we're resisting a certain part in our business, it's usually going to be somewhere in our personal life as well.
Yes.
So when you are, aligned, when you know what you want, when you know what you don't want, and when you're taking the steps, because it's not just, the manifesting, like, okay, this is what I want, come to me, right? No, you have to
Yeah, the
take
free people
action,
pictures we see. No.
right? No, no. When you are taking the necessary actions that feel good, everything's going to work out. But you have to really know who you are, what you stand for, what's your foundation, what is it, like your legacy, what is your legacy, and what do you want it to look like? And then everything will come together. And as you mentioned, you had this
Mm,
idea back in August, you wanted to do it in November, but you felt resistance. People who lean into that resistance are like, no, we're just going to do it anyway. They're not going to get the results they want because they're not doing what's intuitively coming to them, right?
exactly.
I didn't want to do Black Friday sale because I'm like, no, it didn't feel right. Like, but I
No, and
wanted to do something, right?
I will be honest, I'm so grateful because when Black Friday came along and it's, around Thanksgiving weekend. And then the little time I did go on social media, I was like, oh my God, everyone's promoting. This is overwhelming.
It's very overwhelming.
If I'm feeling that way, I'm sure other people are feeling that
Yeah.
well.
And
So
people want a certain, they're looking for certain deals and specials. So if you're not within that range financially, then they're not going to look at it really. Most of the time they're honing in
and
on just one certain thing.
and let's be honest. I mean, I just did a talk with Kat about it, like owning your worth as a woman of color. I don't
Yes.
want a client who wants a discount. I mean, I could openly, candidly share this during our live. I mean, you're taking
Yeah.
a maternity leave,
Yes.
from the mastermind. Obviously, I don't expect you to be working. And then you're like, Elaine, like, I am totally okay paying like your new
Yes.
rates.
Oh, absolutely. Because it's about the value that you see in people. And I remembered in my last business how many people wanted me to do these bigger escrows for like $300, $600, not taking into account all the energy it took from me to do it. And I remembered because of that, my experience was I will never ask for discounts unless I absolutely need it, and just to see, right? But just to ask for one, that's not, I don't feel it's honoring or respecting the energy of that person and the work and time that they put into it. And that's what I'm requesting back. Now, I have a special right now because I'm like, I just want to work with people before I go because this baby's an interesting energy. And, I don't know how long it's going to take to come back and work at the same pace I was at. So I'd like to get as many healings done now, right? But otherwise, but I had to feel connected with that, right?
So
It can't come from a place of like, oh, I need this, I need to work with all these people or else, because that kind of energy is going to bring you very interesting clients. It's going to bring you very interesting
yes,
energy back. And you don't want that. You want to be free. And just like whoever's going to work with me is going to work with me. And I know it's going to work out. That's it,
I
you know?
love it. Um, and then the other question I want to talk about, like, how do you balance family? You are a mother of two, having a third one.
Yeah. It's
Obviously,
not
it's
easy.
pandemic, so you're doing homeschooling. So, what advice and tips would you have to other fellow moms?
Um, Honestly, know what you can and can't do. Ask for help, and don't just ask for help, be
Mm,
open to receiving it, because a lot of us moms are like, I can ask for help, but then when someone offers it or says they'll help you, we will reject it. It's like, no, I need the help. So we had to make the decision to, pull even our littlest one who was in daycare out because I'm high risk on top of the pregnancy with my asthma. So we had the two kids at home. I was like, I need the nanny, even if it's just 2 or 3 days a week, so I can do my work and not feel like I'm stretching myself. Not everyone has that option. So you find your community, you find your village, and you lean on each other. I have other parents that I lean on. Hey, can we get together, that we trust each other? We have our little pod. You have to find your community. It's also about your phone. Like, I have ADHD. I'm very honest about that. So I've learned to manage it and work with it really well by setting up calendars, like alarms, 2, 3, 4 alarms on my phone, and I name them. So it's also being strategic. It's not just the spiritual, the woo-woo, it's also the physical, the practical, the common sense stuff to help you set yourself up for success. And there are
yes.
days you're going to make mistakes. There are days you're going to feel like, I had one, I think it was 2 nights ago, no, last night. I was like, am I a bad mom? And you're going to have those moments, but you give yourself grace and know that everyone else feels that way. We're all trying to be the best we can. Some days we're going to feel great about it. Other days you're not, and it's okay, right? You forgive yourself. You learn, like, okay, now I know I can't do XYZ at that time because otherwise it's like the witching hour where the kids are going back crazy. So I don't do anything during that hour. I have to make sure I'm sitting with them. And you just learn to
I
manage
love
your
it.
time. Yeah, you have to trust yourself, right? Again, if you're feeling that desperation, I have to get this done or else, check in with that. Is that really true? Or is that because you feel others are going to judge you if you don't get it done, as opposed to communicating with that person, which I've done recently. Hey, I'm being pulled with my kids right now. I can't get to this right now. Can we reschedule this? Can I get this to you 9 o'clock tonight, 10 o'clock tonight? And what I have found is creating that openness and that space to communicate. People will work with you. You'll be relieved of the pressure. And as a mom, you're like, okay, I can be with my kids. They get it. They're cool. And everything's fine. So it's also, again, asking for help, being open, honestly communicating your
That
needs.
that is a big thing, is learning to ask for help. It's
It's
huge.
huge,
Um,
especially with three. I'm
you're
like,
not, well,
I
two,
know I
it's
need
kind
the
of like
help.
2 3/4 right now because the other one's
Yes,
about to come out.
almost.
But
Hmm.
I appreciate you so much talking about the intuition in the family. And now what
Yeah.
I want to talk to you about is, like, you've been working with me for, okay, I didn't realize it was like 2 years, but 2 years, learning like all my hieroglyphic touch scripts, learning the behind the scenes of how to, plan an event, do it, then the follow
Hmm.
up. What have you enjoyed about getting the hieroglyphic touch scripts and the, like, learning the events that you've
You
learned from
know,
me?
so we've talked about this before, like in the prior job, again, it was very masculine. It had a certain set rigidity to it in commercial industrial real estate that, you just talked a certain way, you did things a certain way. And then, I became an entrepreneur in the spiritual field. It was very different. So having scripts to help me understand, like, oh, that's a great way of saying things when faced with a challenge, or maybe a different energy that doesn't align with me. How do I convey this while being honest with myself and not being rude or disrespectful? It just gave me tools to add to my toolbox to add in this business that has very different energy.
Mm.
Right? It's very different how I talk to people now, than perhaps how I led, and it was, again, more rigid in the past. So it gives you the tools to know how to do things, how to say things, and to feel prepared, right? That's the whole point of the mastermind. Like, you have a mentor, you have all these incredible women alongside you that have their own experiences that are phenomenal. I love the friendships I've created. And now you have the practical, scripts, the words, the language, which I'm really big about, like using the right words, the right language that you want to convey your message effectively.
Yeah. I mean, it is important because the reason I created this is because there's two things people always ask me once they join my mastermind. This, like, sales scripts, dealing with difficult conversations when payment fails, and the second is how to do your own events so you can get clients, because
Hmm.
people could do events. The question is, are you getting clients from it?
Exactly.
Um,
And you have this experience to lead us and guide us, saying, this is what you're trying to communicate, so here are the words for it. Don't try to say something else that sounds similar. Like, this is what works. So why reinvent the wheel if you don't have to? Now, granted, I know, you don't expect us to use word for word, but here's what's worked for me. Tweak it to your own, nuance, your own
yes, I do
style.
tell people that all the time. Tweak it to yourself.
Yeah, but
Correct.
you have something there, so you feel supported and empowered. And that's really important as an entrepreneur, a solopreneur, right? When it's just you, especially in the beginning, to feel like you
Hmm.
have more answers to those difficult questions, or the challenging conversations that maybe you weren't used to before.
And just so everybody knows, like, for the higher organic touch scripts and events training, like, I'm doing early bird bonuses. So the next four get a 3 hour coaching call with me.
They
Um,
have, they
and
got
if
it.
you
It's
don't,
so good.
and once I sell that, or once the four are out, you get the 3 hour live training. And if you can't make it, it is completely, like, there will be a replay. But Danielle, why don't you've worked with me one to one now through the
Hmm.
mastermind? What should people expect from me as a coach?
You're going to push, and not in a bad way,
Yeah,
but
people,
in
my
a
clients get upset with me sometimes. They're like, Elaine said this a month ago, and now I listened.
I mean, I had that too. It's like, you said something back in September. I finally implemented it in December. I was like, oh, it was she was so spot on. That worked really well, right? You're going to push us because you see what we're capable of. Like, you see what we can't yet see in ourselves.
Mm,
Um, and so, it's holding ourselves accountable, really taking ownership. You show us how it's so important to take ownership for what we do, not just as business women, but also as human beings, right? Self-care is huge. You have to take care of yourself, otherwise you're going to burn out, and that's not going to help your business, right? So you're approaching how we design our businesses and implement and take care of things from a very holistic perspective, which is, I'm really huge on that. So it's not just about your business and the numbers. You will, force us to look at our numbers, but you're also going to force us to take the time to not do anything work related, so that we can reset and relax and be better entrepreneurs.
yeah. And Danielle, I mean, just so you guys know, she doubled her income this past year while she was pregnant.
It was really awesome. And while I took lots of naps because I found myself just falling asleep, um, very different pregnancy than the last two. Lots more rest this time around. So it was
And you're planning to
really
do a
important.
natural birth too. This is going to be the
Yeah, I
first
mean,
one.
the doctor is letting me go full term and not inducing me early. So it's exciting and terrifying. And so the rest is really important now. But yeah, it's just been a wonderful experience, leaning into my intuition, not just in my personal life, but in the business now. Yeah, this feels right. I'm going to do this. And like you said, if you have
Yes.
ideas, just taking those ideas, writing them down, and taking action with them when it feels right, when it feels better. And not out of
Yeah,
fear,
you
but out
don't
of,
have to.
yep, this feels good. Mm-hmm.
Correct. But, Danielle's going to get giving birth anytime soon. So she has a special right now if you want to do a session with her.
Yes. Yeah, no, not anytime soon. I'm telling her, I'm like, please wait a few more
Hi,
minutes,
honey.
a few more weeks.
I know.
But yeah,
Just so you
I
guys
would love
can't
it.
see her. You can't see her right now. She stood up earlier, but like she's 9 months pregnant. So baby number 3 is
So
coming.
bananas.
So
It's like a basketball now, like for sure. She's just all there.
oh my God.
Yeah, it's
But if
exciting.
ladies and gentlemen, if you want to do a healing session with Danielle, go get on it. I know she has a special. And if you want my high organic touch scripts and events training, I have the early bird bonus, so the next 4 get a 3-hour group coaching call. And if you have questions, just DM me. But you could grab it on the link in bio. Danielle, thank you. I miss you so much. Just so you
Thank you.
guys
I
know,
miss you too.
I said this earlier, Danielle's in a maternity from the mastermind. So like, I miss seeing her 2 little girls like all over her. And I like learn motherhood from her, even though I'm not pregnant. I'm not a mom right now. I was like, wow, if I was a mom, I would totally yell at my children. But she's
I
very
have my
calm.
moments, but I try to keep
No, but she's
calm.
like,
Try to keep calm.
yeah. And yeah, much respect. I'm just going to
Yeah.
call on you when that happens, when I become a mom. So thank you
Oh,
everyone for
yeah.
watching. Danielle,
Thank
keep in
you.
touch. Well, I'll see you at the
I will.
events training next Friday.
Yeah, no, I'll be there. I'll be there.
Yeah.
Bye,
All right. If you
guys.
guys are watching this late, there's so much tips Danielle gave about just following your intuition in both career and life. And Danielle's such a prime example of it. She doubled her income and worked less because she's pregnant with lots of naps.
Lots of
Lots of
naps.
naps.
They were so worth it.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye, guys.